All right, guys, welcome back. Going into the final little portion of roleplay Vigil week number 5 here. You guys are descending down into the crypt. What is the marching order? Ryan, I believe you're first because you spoke first.
Well,
Riley
there's
is
a couple of
last.
dudes in front.
There are 2 people in front of you. I do remember
I'm
that.
comfortable going first of our crew, though. Yeah,
Okay.
that's cool.
Kang and Dongo, how are you guys going down?
Uh,
Um,
I mean, it doesn't matter. You guys are in the middle, so do you care?
whatever.
yeah.
I don't care.
No.
Dongo goes in front of me.
Okay. You guys get down into the crypt. Since you are going down first, Bongo, as you go down, you're noticing that there seems to have been some traps as the stairs descend a couple of ways. You go down about probably 20 flights of stairs, and then it seems to level off. You don't have too much of an issue being short, but it looks like anyone that is probably of human size will have somewhat of an issue in this little area. They just kind of have to hunch over. They won't be able to stand straight up. But in doing so, you're walking down and notice that some traps have gone off. You step on some acid for one, and as you're doing that, you notice that there is a body that seems to have just been completely destroyed by this acid. You see the only thing that kind of remains of it is an arm off to the side. This place is well guarded. As you go down even more and eventually reach the bottom of these steps, you lose your footing a little bit as the stairs kind of slim out and become flat so that one would roll down. And at the bottom of it, you notice that there is a man impaled on some spikes. He seems to have rolled down into this. The only reason you did not is because he used his body as a way to kind of stop yourself. Only pushing him down more. Seems to be alive because when you kind of push on him or run into him, he makes a little bit of a groaning noise. But there's no way he's going to survive this, so no one's bothered to help him. He's just kind of a stepping stone to get past this thing. As you get down to the bottom, there's a man waiting for you, one of the group, and he motions towards you, and he's, Master Bongo, please, this way. We've cleared the way into the room.
The guy that's impaled, I asked him to moan if he wants me to put him out of his misery.
He is, like, incoherent. He's just constantly moaning.
Alright, I don't know how to kill so inhumanely, but I'm sure Riley does, so she does that.
Okay. Yeah, you lean over with your smaller of the weapons and just kind of like slit his throat. You see his eyes roll back into his head, and he's dead. You took him out. The rest of you make your way in there. Bongo, do you say anything to this guy, or do you just follow him?
I follow.
Okay. You're following, and eventually the ceiling starts to kind of go upwards, and you notice this because it actually gets quite large, almost to the top of the ceiling, about as much as you walk down. So probably at least 20 flights up, or 20 stairs up. And you walk into what looks to be a room with someone sitting on this altar, laying down on this altar with their arms crossed. The other person is there in the room with you, and he kind of like gives you a nod as you walk by. You hear a bunch of armor clanking as they're coming down the stairs behind you, the rest of the men.
I turn around and I say, "Quiet."
Everyone stops immediately. There's no more noise.
Whispering
as I walk
to...
past the buddies, I look at Tim and I say, "At this rate, we're gonna have an army of kids."
Tim's not there with you, but you say it to someone like that.
You mean a graveyard of kids? Or yeah, army of kids, actually. So, here he is. How do we... I don't know, this feels too easy.
Yeah. He's gonna wake up and fuck us up. Let's send one of the scrubs and slit his throat.
We have a whole bunch of them. Let's just send them all to go kill him.
They are unmatched.
Bongo, Bongo, Bongo. Why don't you send a whole unit of your men, or whatever you call these despicable beasts, to finish off this king?
So I point to one of the... I assume there's like one of the roguelike dudes with a couple of daggers.
You see someone with a lot of weapons, or like daggers on their side.
Right, so I
He's one
point
of the
to
men
him.
that come down behind you.
I point to him. I do the little quiet sign, and then I point at the king, and I go like this. I motioned him to go up and just murder this guy.
He gives you a nod, as if he's accepting your orders, and he starts to slowly walk off. The guy that was kind of in charge comes in from the outside, and eventually makes his way to you, Bongo, as this guy's slowly creeping out into the other room.
I asked the guy in charge, how do we kill what is already dead? Do you guys have a plan?
He looks at you and says like one moment, but he doesn't actually speak. He just puts his finger up to like say, "Give me a second." And
I just throw my hands up. I just go.
he leans in towards Bongo and he goes, "4 of our men are unaccounted for that came down here. I do not know where they are. Their bodies are nowhere to be found. You should
Well,
tread
better
carefully."
go find some more children.
He looks at you and kind of like sneers a little bit. His eyes slender, as if he's giving you an evil eye. He once again turns towards Bongo and he's like, "I'm just bringing this to your attention, sir. I do not know what lies in that room."
I go to the mages that laughed at me, and I'm like, hey, so I'm guessing you guys know how to kill this guy, right? Should be pretty basic.
They don't answer you at all. What did you ask, Riley? The guy would remember
How
this.
do we
turn.
kill what is already dead? Do you guys have a plan?
He turns to you, and he just looks at you and like shakes his head, saying no. Right about this time, the man that you sent off, Bongo, he walks into the room right past. There's kind of a corridor. It opens up into probably 12 foot by all the way up to the ceiling in terms of how wide it is. The rest of this room is very, very wide. And as he walks in, you see the edge or the end of a halberd just like come straight down, and he just gets sliced into 2 in front of you.
Wait, the king does it?
No, you don't know where it's coming from. There's just a halberd that like comes down on the right hand side and kills this guy that walked in.
Just fucking invisible halberd? Or
It's not invisible. You see it. It's just from the other side. You don't know where it's coming from. There's just a halberd that drops down and cuts the guy in 2. He just falls flat. No one in there makes a move or even is scared by this.
It looks like it's trapped, I say. So, can you describe the... Can you give me a detailed description of this location and the guy?
In terms of what's in the other room?
Yeah, just kind of the layout of everything.
Sure. From what you can see, remember there is kind of only a small entryway, or I guess a 12-foot wide entryway into this. You see this not throne, but it's more of a tomb, and on top of this is some sort of body. You think it's the king. It looks like it's the king. It's wearing all the royal signage and whatnot, emblems around him. Further back, as you peer in, you start to notice that there are some sort of... they almost look to be like golems, but it's basically knight's armor lining the edges of this room, and that's all you can see. It's actually
how far from the entrance to the body is there? What distance is that?
There's probably about 20 feet. It goes back a little ways.
Okay, but it's not that far. 20 feet is what, like 10? Not even 10 paces, like 8 paces.
Yeah, it's about probably maybe the room size that you're in terms of length. It's not that far.
Okay.
I mean, you were able to distinctly tell that this was a halberd that came down. You just can't see. It was large enough to not be able to see the end of it in a 12-foot wide entryway.
All right.
I'm really happy that we're not being stingy with these men, because like creeping around trying to find traps takes way longer than just sending them blindly. So I'm really happy we're going with this strat.
What is the body looks like it's just laying on the tomb. Do we need to burn it or something? I can burn it from here.
Why don't you try?
All right. I'd like to cast or create my burning brand again, because it needs to be recreated, I guess.
Whoops. Does it say how many uses you get on that? Doesn't it like
it does,
lose a
but
tag?
I've gone to bed already. So
Oh, okay, yeah. We'll say that it just like died out, so I would say you have to recast it.
Yeah. Okay, 8.
So you get 1 extra tag. Is that what the spell is, or the cast is? Let me open up your
yes.
sheet. Where the fuck is your sheet? Which one do you take?
I will take fiery.
On a 7 and 9, so you choose one. So it's Weapon
Well,
always
yeah.
begins. It always begins with fiery, dangerous, and uses 3 tags. So you choose one of those other ones. It always is
Okay.
fiery and dangerous.
Then I will use thrown,
Perfect.
and I will throw my fire at him.
Okay. Do a hack and slash with int.
7.
Yeah, you hit. Roll your damage.
2.
Okay. What were you aiming for on this thing?
Just his body.
Okay. It goes into the side of this thing's stomach. It looks like, and brands him, and then you pull it back towards you. There's no immediate reaction from this thing, whatever it is. And as it's coming back, you actually see the halberd once again drop, but its descent is too slow to actually hit your brand in the chain connected to it. Do you have a chain connected to your brand, or you just throw it?
I think it's just balls of fire. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. If you just throw your balls of fire, then eventually it does come down, but it doesn't hit anything, obviously.
Mhm.
And this your brand is just stuck in this side of this thing. The leader
right.
once again comes up to Bongo and he's like, "My lord, what shall we do?"
Well,
Has the body not caught fire? If it isn't actually like in the middle, like if his clothing isn't on fire, I'm just gonna keep throwing burning brands at him
Okay.
until he catches fire.
All right. I mean, you throw you don't have to roll for it. It's a stationary object. You throw like 1 or 2 more, and eventually it does catch on fire and starts burning.
let's. Is he still just laying there, like he just doesn't give a shit?
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard to tell. I mean, physically, we can't walk past these halberds. Will murder us.
The halberd.
Did we see the
Yes.
handle on it? Was it wooden?
It looks to be metal in terms of the entire the pole connected to the actual
Yeah.
blade at the end.
Okay.
You're not really sure. You can only see about 3/4 of it. At this point, the body's still continuing to burn. There's no other fabric or anything. It's all stone around it. So the body that was once there is like the fire's starting to die down, but the body that is there is still on fire. It's starting to catch up on the hair. His hair kind of goes up rather quickly compared to everything else. And it just continues to burn down.
One of you men should roll into that room.
You're muted, cats.
I'll go in and can I borrow a dagger?
One of the men comes up behind you and hands you his dagger.
Okay. Wish me luck. Rip in pieces.
You're gonna walk into the
GL,
room.
GL.
Whoa!
I'm gonna. What?
Tell me what you're going to do before you do it. Don't just walk in there.
Well, I can shadow walk and just teleport in there.
Okay, but I mean, he's on fire. First of all.
Well, what are we gonna do then?
I don't know, but I don't want to lose a brother.
Ah. Well, okay. How about I go in there, and then I have a spell that if it goes wrong, it could be really good for us.
Turn your cams back
It's
on.
I could. Is it on?
Yeah, it was on. You were good.
So I can cast the legendary invocation of the shroud, which is what my god Kawapod told me, the descendant of Wall of Fog. However, if I do this, there's a decent chance that I'll summon something from dark places and it will be really hungry, and then I can teleport out and let that beast deal with it. Nothing to lose.
All right, let's try it.
Okay.
I like your plan.
I'll teleport in there.
Okay. You teleport in. Before you do anything, you're going to immediately see that on the side there are two look to be all the way to the ceiling golems. They're metal. Both of them have halberds in their right and left hand, respectively, according to how they drop them down. And as you kind of like flash into the room into one of these shadows, the heads both turn to you slowly.
Oh shit. Okay, I'll cast Invocation of the Shroud really fast.
All right, roll plus con.
+2 -1. So +1.
10.
Fuck.
On a 10 plus, you may choose two companions whose eyes can pierce this darkness. You are always able to see through the fog on a... Okay, so who do you want to be able to see through this fog?
My brother and Riley.
Okay. Kang and everyone else in the room, you guys are immediately blinded by this dark, thick, black fog. You have no idea where it's coming from unless you overheard the conversation between the two brothers. And you are immediately just confused as to where your whereabouts. For you, Dongo,
Well, wouldn't I just be filling mostly the room that the king was in with that? Or...
size of a small inn. I would say this is
Alright.
a small inn in terms of the size. It fills the entire crypt, I guess, if you want to call it, with this, what looks to be a crypt. And as it fills, you're still able to see through it, both you, Bongo, and Riley.
Are there any
Okay,
rocks?
I'll teleport back to everyone.
Okay, right as you're getting ready to teleport, one of the halberds like smashes down right where you were, but you get out unscathed. Are there any
Sweet.
rocks? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, are there any rocks on the ground?
You look down, you see a couple of stones, small
All
pebbles.
right, I pick up one of the stones and I like chuck it at. Is his name Tim? Jim?
Tim's not down there. Are you talking about the leader?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jim.
You throw a
Yeah.
rock
Jim.
at the leader of it. You don't know his name. At the leader of the group, and he gets hit. He doesn't react though. From what you can see, he has no physical reaction. As soon as the smoke goes off, what do the rest of you do? Kang, you have no idea. You can't see shit. You're just blinded by this fog.
Dongo!
I'm sorry, buddy.
Bongo, one of the guys, you notice it to be the same man who's been kind of in charge of they, and he goes, "Is this your doing? Should I be alarmed?"
Everything is
No,
okay.
it's just smoke. We'll let you know if we have to run. 3 of us can see.
Okay. You don't hear any noises of any clanging of any armor or anything. All the other men are being still as you look around.
Can I dispel this?
How do you get rid of this? I would assume you can just cancel it, yeah.
Dispel.
Okay. You cancel and all of the black fog goes away. When you do that, you realize that the body is no longer on fire, and upon closer inspection, you realize that it looks like the flames were never on it.
Huh.
As if it hasn't been burned. It looks completely pristine.
So that thing is immune to fire, that much we know. Are you still immune to fire, Kang?
Yes, I am.
That's good. What's the next step here, boys?
Get rid of this darkness so we can see.
It's already done.
It's
You
gone.
did, yeah.
Oh,
Just did it.
somehow I missed that. Excellent. Oh, that's the wrong character sheet. Well, what are we even doing here? So what is are we trying to kill him? There's a body there. Let's bring the body out here so we can fumble with it without having to deal with that damn halberd.
Right, so how do we bring the body out?
I don't know. You teleported in there, Dongo. Can't you teleport back out with the body?
What if we do this?
Wait, can he not teleport with the body?
He might have very limited time because right
I've got
when
a-
he flashed out, like they struck him.
I've got a great idea. Can you teleport again in there?
And do the same thing?
No. Take this rope and tie it to him. Then I will drag him out past the halberds and they will chop him down. As we
Oh,
drag
that's a brilliant idea. Okay.
Alright.
So JP, I'm gonna try to teleport now I know where the statue thingies are, so I'll
Sure.
teleport out of range of their axes.
So we'll do this against. You're wanting to. So let's do your. You need to roll plus strength, Bongo, to see how fast you can pull this body out. With the rope attached, and the Guardians are going to roll plus Dex, which is going to be a pretty bad roll. So you have a pretty high chance in terms of how quickly their halberds can react to cut the rope. Because you are kind of going straight through the portal where they are, or not portal, but through the entryway of where these halberds are falling. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So you're basically trying to beat them with a higher strength than they're rolling dex.
Okay.
The rope is going to be tied to his feet, assuming that his feet are facing everyone else.
It's really that he his entire body is facing you guys. So he's not head or feet first towards you. He's like, you're going in this way, and he's like this. Does that make sense? Can you see what I'm doing?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tie it to his head then, so that we pull his head and it gets chopped off first.
Okay. All right.
And I teleport out.
You go in there, you blink in, you tie it, and then you blink out. That's your means.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bongo, can you make your strength roll?
Okay. Well, actually, can I just request the strongest of us to do this?
You can do whatever you want, man.
Who is it? Riley? I would know who's the strongest.
Probably, yeah.
Riley, how strong are you?
18 strength strong.
I give the rope to Riley.
Okay.
Well, Riley in front, but we should all pull.
Yeah.
Riley will make the roll. If one of you wants to make a 2d6, and on a 8 or higher, she'll get an extra +1 on her roll.
Okay, I'll
if you
roll.
want to, in terms of helping.
And what happens if we fail? Nothing?
8. Got it.
Cool. So you get an extra +1. If you fail, the rope's going to get caught and the body's not going to be pulled out.
Okay, cool.
So Riley,
yeah,
roll your
Good.
2d6
Good.
plus 4.
Buddy.
Oh, crap.
Didn't need you, scrub.
Yeah. You,
Yes.
Dongo, you immediately blink in, tie this thing around this this thing's head, and within like a second before the clasp is even all the way done, Riley just gives this thing a huge, forceful tug. It goes flying out of the room. 4 or 5 seconds afterwards, you see the halberd finally land down onto the stone, and everyone, including the corpses, on the opposite side of the room.
Wow. That was kind of impressive. Can we kill it now? Everyone attack at once.
Well, so it didn't even chop the body. Everything pulled out.
What?
Everything pulled out. Like it didn't.
Oh yeah, no, the body's in the room with you guys.
Okay. Let's yeah, we've got it now. Let's is it like a
Loot it?
skeleton or is it flesh and bones and shit?
There is some flesh and bone on certain parts of it, but there is also skeletal senses to him. Like you can see parts of the bone,
Right.
but some parts there's also chunks of flesh.
Looking at
attached
the face, does he look like the painting king?
to it. Yeah, totally.
We should chop off his hands. That's probably what he's going to need the most. So let's start with that.
All right, you get his hands. I'll slit his throat.
Well, I don't really have a weapon or the strength to chop off stuff.
Riley.
I try to
Deal
chop
with
off his head and like go through the bone. I just keep hacking at it with both of my hands on rev.
Okay. Every time that you land a blow, Riley, or sorry, Dongo, every time that Riley lands a blow on this creature, the necklace that you're wearing gets colder and colder on your chest.
And it hurts?
Yeah, it hurts real bad.
Ah!
Is it cursed? It's the cursed one, right?
Perhaps
It's
we
the
have to
curse.
return the king to the banshee. We have to take this body back. And if we destroy
Yeah,
it,
maybe. I think if we destroy it, I'll die as well.
Okay.
The leader of the group leans in and says, I don't believe this is the king, sir. I believe this is one of his sons.
Oh, shit.
Dongo, how does the necklace work again?
It's a cursed necklace. It hurts, and I have a
Right.
little
but
bit less.
is it anybody from the bloodline that can make it hurt, or is it only the king?
I would not have known that before right now, but I guess everyone can.
Everyone in the bloodline.
It's
Let's,
what it seems like.
Let's take this corpse back to camp.
Okay.
Okay.
One of the members of they walks up, throws his thing over its shoulder, and walks back to camp. You guys have no problem walking out.
By the
But
way,
they
guys, this
told
means
us-
that there is another shrine or another cave where the king lies, because I did see that, and I was aiming for his vision.
Yeah.
Which also points at you guys completely sucking at this. And I look at the mages.
The mages don't meet eye contact with you. They're avoiding it completely as you turn to them.
I spit at one of them.
Your spit hits one of their robes and just kind of drips down. They don't make any actions towards you.
Okay.
All right. The scene that you saw, Dongo.
I go
Is
out
it-
of shadow.
is it
form.
what we
Or
saw
is it
here?
nighttime? It's
Um,
very similar, right? Or
Yes, it was very similar.
Okay.
You said
So-
you go out of shadow form? It's the
Before
middle of day.
exiting the-
Again, you're under the forest cover, so the lights.
but we're
not...
heading to camp, right?
Oh, you're heading to camp? Okay, you will need to roll then. Yeah, if you leave the forest.
Yeah, as we leave the forest or before we leave the forest.
Okay. Give me that 2d6 plus whiz.
This is gonna be tough, boys. Oh, okay. Ah, fuck me.
One second. So as you're coming out of shadow form, you come back into your normal clerical evil form, and as you do, you notice that you're feeling quite a bit lighter. And you look down at your chest, and you notice that your chainmail is no longer on your body,
Oh, great.
and that the powers that be have taken it from you.
Thanks.
You don't get any response. So you no longer have chainmail.
That was
Are any
plus
of-
1 armor.
Yeah.
Are any of the soldiers wearing chainmail?
Yeah, there's a... I mean, you see a couple of them, yeah. There's fighter types wearing it.
Perhaps we could loot the corpses for a new chainmail, or have
No,
our
they're
dear
all
leader
human-sized.
Bongo.
So it's not going to exactly fit a
We
no.
could still have dear leader command them to outfit you with new armor.
Is there any armor that looks suitable for Dongo around?
I mean, as you kind of rummage through the bodies going out, there's one that does have the acid remains on it. It's definitely not going to work. There is...
They have child soldiers, though?
Do what?
Don't they have all those child soldiers?
You don't see any child soldiers with you guys. All of the chainmail that all of the people are wearing is much larger. It's human-sized for you. It'll take a little bit for you to actually get some if you want to have it resized. Plus some coin as well. And you'll have to be fitted in a town.
Yeah, you'll just have to steal one from one of the children, my brother.
Well, I don't know if there are children soldiers, but we'll find something for you.
Thank you.
And you guys are going back to camp?
Yep, with the body.
Cool. Let's just take a break there before we get into a big story thing in the middle of the camp. So we'll call that for this week.
Sick.
We'll do some shout outs and then we'll wrap up the show. So Ryan, why don't you start us off?
All right. So, thank you all for watching. It's been like a really long time since we did Vigil But I'm glad we're back, and I thought this episode was like fucking awesome in terms of like storyline and all that stuff. So thank you all for being here and watching us. Also, come back to JP's channel tonight. We're going to be doing RollPlay Solemn, and that's in what time is that, JP?
Hour and 30. Hour and 25.
Hour and 25 minutes. Come back, watch us do RollPlay Solemn. That's all the streaming I'm going to do for today. And tomorrow, I'm mainly just going to be messing with my PC and getting the BIOS correct and Windows installed and all that stuff.
What a new...
But
I'm getting the BIOS correct, guys. I'm going to get my BIOS working.
yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. All right.
Fucking Ryan.
I very much admit that. On Saturday, hopefully, I'll be streaming with my new rig. So if that happens, twitch.tv/Ryuzilla, I'll be tweeting about it. I'm probably going to be playing some...
TV/Ryuzilla.
Yeah, I don't know what I said.
I don't either. I think you were good. I don't know why Cats are trolling.
Okay. But yeah, so follow me there. Check out my Twitter, twitter.com/MLGRyan. And you can check out my YouTube, youtube.com/Ryuzilla. That's all I got.
Cool stuff. Neal, do some shout-outs, bro.
Thank you guys for watching. I did a ton of shoutouts at the beginning of the show, so I'll save the rest of mine for Roleplay Solemn in an hour and 23 minutes. But if you guys could go over to intl.gg and vote for Koibu using the promo code Koibu_1UP, that would be awesome. Because I would really, really want to win this Intel thing. Really badly.
Cool.
So I'll see you guys for Solemn.
Awesome stuff. Cats, go ahead and do some shoutouts.
Yep. Thanks everyone for watching. I enjoyed this episode very much. I always check JP's Reddit, so if you guys throw comments or feedback at us over there, I'll be happy to answer some of that. And yeah, thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch. I'll probably be streaming in a bit. That's about it.
Cool stuff. Last but not least, Kaitlyn, do some shoutouts.
Thank you everyone for watching. Yeah, it's really great that we're doing this again. I'm going to be streaming, I don't know, like 30 seconds or a minute right after this at twitch.tv/Kaitlyn. I'm going to be playing StarCraft, but I tried SCP Containment Breach when I was in California for a few hours, and I enjoyed and hated it. So I'm going to go back to playing that really soon. And yeah, I'm going to try LS again really soon as well, but for now, StarCraft. So yeah, you can also follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Kaitlyn with the _ between the Y and the N. And vote for Neal.
There you go.
Yay!
Yeah.
Cool stuff, guys. All right, we should be back next Thursday. I'll let you guys know otherwise. In terms of everyone else in the chat, we'll discuss it amongst ourselves. I think we're all good, though, for next Thursday. All right, good. We'll be back next Thursday, 3 o'clock Eastern. As for me, I'll be live tonight with Solemn in about an hour and 20 minutes. And then tomorrow I'll be live with a normal stream of just video games. So that's it, guys. Thanks, everyone, for watching. The first hour is already up on YouTube. And we'll have 30 minutes or so each day following that. So we're out, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.
Peace.